This is 8 News Now, Weekend Edition. Live, local, now.
As each year goes by, it doesn't get any easier to grieve the lives we lost.
6 years since the 1 October tragedy, and for many, the grief is still fresh. But for others, it's been a journey of healing and reflection.
I knew I was physically strong enough to carry people out, so I went back in. I'm not a hero. I knew I was physically able to do it.
Honoring the 58 lives lost that night and 2 others who died in the years since.
It's always going to be Honor 58 for the survivors. They are the ones that didn't get a chance to go home that night, so they are who we represent all the time. That number is healing to us.
Healing to us, helping our community move forward, always remembering.
Well, it doesn't get any easier. We can take solace in the continuing strength and resiliency of the Vegas Strong community.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight at 5 o'clock. I'm Sasha Loftus. Today marks another year honoring those lost on October 1st, 2017. After tragedy comes triumph. No one knows that better than the Las Vegas community. Survivors and families of victims of the 1 October shooting gathered today for the annual sunrise ceremony. Victoria Saha has more from the Clark County Amphitheater.
Another sunrise, another Sunday morning, another 1 October. 6 years later, another reminder of the time that has passed since.
That night forever changed us all. It was like living a nightmare.
A nightmare that the Las Vegas community shares and copes with together.
6 years later, we cannot forget those moments of resilience in the face of unspeakable tragedy.
At the annual sunrise ceremony, survivors, families of victims, and the public remembered and honored the lives lost.
We pause to honor the souls we lost.
The 58 that passed that night are the backbone of the survivors' healing.
Sue Ann Cornwall was enjoying the Route 91 festival when she heard gunfire, and then
God answered my prayer. I got my sister out, and now it became a duty.
She made it her duty to help as many people as possible. In the midst of the panic, Cornwall went back to the festival grounds 9 times and helped carry people out. Not everyone she helped made it.
I represent them at all the concerts I go to, and it's like taking them with me one more time to do something that we all know they love.
Route 91, a road that connects everyone who was there that night, making sure we honor, remember, and never forget.
Let the tears roll down my face.
Victoria Saha, 8 News Now.
Now, each year, our community comes together to remember and honor those lost on this day. 8 News Now reporter Madison Kimbrough is live at the Las Vegas Community Healing Garden tonight, where she heard from those personally affected by the 1 October tragedy. Madison.
Yes, there's been an influx of people coming in and out today, many with their own stories to tell. As you can see, people lying out on the lawn, walking up, seeing pictures here in relation to the October 1st mass shooting that took place 6 years ago. The garden features a wall of remembrance and trees that line the pathway. All 58 victims have a tree planted here in their memory. And one man I spoke with, who attended the festival 6 years ago, continues to mourn the loss of his friends that he was there with.
Being a concert goer who went there, I wanted to step out of my comfort zone and make sure that I know how to pay my respects respectfully here at the garden as well. And from the compassion of the community and what I've felt in my personal journey, I can never thank the city enough.
The city of Las Vegas hosting its October 1 Remembrance Ceremony tonight. The ceremony will include the reading of the names of the 58 victims read by Mayor Carolyn Goodman, and then also as well as a candle lit in remembrance for each person. Now that ceremony tonight starts at 10 p.m. here at the Healing Garden. We will be here live when it starts around 10 o'clock, bringing you the latest coverage here from the Healing Garden. Reporting live, Madison Kimbrough, 8 News Now.
Madison, thank you. First responders were, of course, vital the night of the 1 October tragedy, but it's their heroism that inspired a whole new generation. 8 News Now anchor Kirsten Joyce sat down with some who were inspired to join after 1 October.
On the evening of 1 October, Tony Sithong was working as a bellman at the Aria.
I was supposed to be at that concert, but couldn't get the day off. So, I mean, it could have been myself or a family member out there. Sirens was going off, people running, a lot of people were scared. So, I mean, I did what I could, help people kind of get off the strip.
5 years later, he would become an officer with Metro.
It did cross my mind to join Metro, and then when it happened, it kind of like, you know, pushed me towards it as well. You know, I always wanted to help people, I always wanted to help the community in general.
And he appreciates how our community comes together every year since then to honor those who lost their lives and support the survivors by taking part in the Vegas Strong 5K.
When we found out that there was a run or just something to, you know, remember 1 October, we signed up. We were like, all right, let's do this. We, you know, text our other coworkers, text our friends, our family, hey, this is going on. Let's get together and enjoy this and just be partners with the community.
His partner, Officer Nicole Terry, also encouraged to become an officer after the events of 1 October.
So I was pre-med originally, and then I went to a business, and so I saw Metro a lot in my fraud classes, and so when that happened, it just kind of like it became more to the forefront of my mind that maybe that might be the right career path for me.
She loves her career choice and the opportunity to be a part of the community coming together once again to reflect, honor, and heal. Embrace life and what the run symbolizes.
This is, I think, my 3rd year going through it, and I think, again, as I said, I love running, and so I love being really competitive. Like, it kind of hurts me a little bit when I see the kids surpass me. It's very hurtful. Like, they're so fast, but I love competing with them, and I think it's a great moment for us to come together as a community and like recognize that something like this tragic happened, but we can still go past it.
Vegas strong, just like we always are.
Plans for a permanent 1 October memorial are set after the County Commission accepted them last month. The memorial is being developed by JCJ Architecture and will be called Forever One Memorial. It will be located at Reno and Giles Street on 2 acres of the former concert site.
A live look right now of the downtown area. This is coming in from our Strat North camera, and we have seen plenty of sunshine for today. Cooler temperatures, however, for this afternoon and even through the evening. 72 degrees out right now. Winds have calmed down quite a bit, but humidity is still up at about 30% with lingering showers in and out of the region. That's going to last up until at least midnight for those chances. Tomorrow still topping off into the 70s, so expect a chilly afternoon, and then we slowly start to warm up to the 80s. Still calm and cool as we remain below average over the next couple of days. And so far with this Pacific system, it continues to kind of wrap up with shower activity across the Great Basin area and really low end chances to see any shower activity for at least the valleys right now, about 10 to even 20%. So we're not seeing anything there quite yet, although that warming trend picks back up to at least towards the end of the week where we start to see possibly maybe temperatures into the upper 80s and maybe a 90 in there. We'll break down more details coming up in just a bit. Sasha.
Thank you so much, Mary Jane. 2 people are dead after a crash late last night. This happened near Charleston and Jones. Metro police say the driver was speeding, tried to pass a slower car when it lost control and flew off the road. That car then hit a lamppost, caught on fire, and continued into a parking lot. The driver and passenger were trapped in the car, and police say they died at the scene. The National Park Service has a new map that's recommending a travel route for people who want to visit Death Valley when it reopens on October 15th. If you want to head out there from Las Vegas, you will be taking the road less traveled. It is a bit of a lengthy ride to get there. We have a full look at this map posted on our website, 8newsnow.com, with directions and other tips as well. A brand new state-of-the-art radiation oncology center is coming to Henderson. It's being headed by the Art Health and will include cutting-edge cancer therapies for patients. Art Health says the goal of the center is to not only provide comprehensive care, but keep it in the community as cancer patients often need to travel for treatment. The center is expected to open for patient care in the first half of 2024 and have the capacity to treat thousands of patients every year. Well, Halloween is nearly here, and the Fremont Street Experience has just announced the return of the Rock of Horror Halloweekend. The iconic 5-night celebration will have plenty of over-the-top performances, epic costume contests with cash prizes for winners, and of course, the world-famous Viva Vision light show to end the event. And hey, a whole lot of spooky events are happening around town this month. For a list, just head over to our website, 8newsnow.com. Click on the News Links button under the News tab, and you'll see our list of Halloween events being hosted all throughout the valley. Still ahead here at 5 o'clock, student loan payments have kicked back in. The options for borrowers who are looking to rebudget. Plus, the government is funded for now. But what's next? We'll check in with lawmakers who are still feuding over key issues. Mary Jane.
And we wrapped up monsoon season. We take a closer look at some of the rain totals around southern Nevada coming up here on 8 News Now. We're live local now.
The Valley's most accurate forecast, 9 years in a row.
Live coverage of breaking news.
The teens will remain in court for now.
Local stories that matter to you.
Usher will be headlining Super Bowl 58.
And your weather now.
We're wrapping up monsoon season here.
Carl's Jr. is spicing up the all-day 2 for $5 deal savings. Try a new spicy little cheeseburger, spicy chicken sandwich, cheeseburger, or French toast dips, and more. Pick any two all day, $5.
Welcome to the new house of Silver and Black, Jack. Boyd Gaming is now a proud partner of your Las Vegas Raiders. And there's one motto: just win, baby. It's the perfect place to kick off a great time. Because with Boyd, every day is game day. So bring your friends, have some fun. But we always bet on black. The Boyd family of casinos, where the Raiders wanna be.
To most people, it's just a flashlight. But to Gettle customers, it's a beacon, lighting the way to total home comfort and peace of mind. And when that flashlight comes on, our values shine through. We'll respond right away and get the job done right, always. From complex plumbing and sewer repairs to picture-perfect AC installations, customers know Gettle's got this. So yeah, it's more than a flashlight. For more than 80 years, it's represented our promise. Gettle, we do things the right way, not the easy way.
You know, I got 2 home runs.
You got 2 jacks.
And then my grand slam, I signed the ball for you.
Okay.
And it says, Papa, I love you.
Why did you do that?
Because you taught me everything about baseball.
You're so sweet.
When Carl's Jr. plays with fire and a big char-broiled burger, spicy pepper jack cheese, Santa Fe sauce, and a whole charred Anaheim chili, you get the new smoky sweet Carl's Jr. Big Char Chili Burger.
Live, this is 8 News Now, Weekend Edition.
Just hours before the federal government was set to shut down, lawmakers finally came together for a last-minute deal yesterday. For now, the government is funded for the next 45 days through mid-November. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy was forced to give up demands for steep spending cuts from his party's extreme right flank and instead relied on help from Democrats. But the road to reaching a long-term spending deal could be a bumpy one, as issues like border security remain main sticking points.
We are going to make sure we keep it open while we finish the job we're supposed to do.
Meanwhile, President Biden told Republicans time is running out to provide more funding to Ukraine. Federal student loan payments kicked back in for borrowers today after more than a 3-year suspension during the pandemic. However, borrowers may qualify for lower monthly payments under the SAVE plan. Some may even have a zero payment, depending on how much they make and the size of their family. Another note, for the next 12 months, borrowers can also skip payments without facing the financial consequences of defaulting on their loans. Former President Jimmy Carter celebrated his 99th birthday yesterday. Carter has been in hospice care since February, spending time with his wife. Carter is the longest living U.S. president, while his wife Rosalind trails behind in second place for the longest lived first lady, behind Bess Truman, who died at 97. The anti-vax movement reaching more than just people. New research reveals why pet owners aren't vaccinating their dogs. We'll explain next.
Distinctive in design, meticulous in craftsmanship, confident in execution. Genesis, a new beginning of what luxury can be. During the Genesis Signature event, lease a GV70 for $539 per month, exclusively at Genesis of Las Vegas.
Celebrate under the stars at the Collaboration Center Foundation's Night on Blanc Gala, October 5th at its Las Vegas Ranch campus. This magical evening benefits locals of all ages living with autism and other developmental and physical disabilities. Proceeds will go directly to critical services these families need to thrive. Reserve your tickets now for Night on Blanc, sponsored by our Community Pride partners, Finley Automotive Group, Southwest Medical, part of Optum Care, Silver State Schools Credit Union, and NV Energy.
None of your business. That's how most Americans feel about our personal medical decisions. They're private. Joe Biden thinks so too. That's why he defends every American's right to make their own healthcare decisions, including the right to abortion and birth control, and has stepped up to block any and all national bans, because Joe Biden knows politicians should stay the heck out of your family's healthcare decisions. It's definitely none of their business.
Sierra Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Our price is right, our workmanship is impeccable, and our service soars above the rest. We'll do the job so well, you may never see us again. Call Sierra Air Conditioning today or visit us online at sierracoolslv.com.
This bottle, the label, the pills inside, there's not enough therapy that'll take the thoughts away, that'll take the pain away.
8 News Now investigator Kyle Payne exposes the prescription mix-up that created a woman's worst nightmare. Monday at 6 and 11 p.m. only on 8 News Now.
Watch Let's Make a Deal at 2 p.m. weekdays only on 8 News Now.
Live, this is 8 News Now, Weekend Edition.
There's an anti-vax movement in the U.S. against vaccinations of any kind. New studies show it extends to some dog owners as well, even if it puts both animal and human at risk. A study from Boston University's School of Public Health found that 53% of dog owners have some hesitancy toward canine vaccines, seeing them as unsafe, ineffective, or unnecessary. The study also found vaccination misinformation has been projected onto pets as well.
One of the things that we documented in our study is that nearly 2/5 of dog owners, I should say, believe that vaccines, routine vaccines administered to dogs, can cause them to develop autism, which is a fundamentally human diagnosis, not something that we observe in canine populations.
There is no evidence vaccines cause autism in humans or animals. A reminder, almost all states require rabies vaccinations, and there are several other shots that veterinarians recommend for dogs. A new art sculpture is on display at Lake Tahoe. It's a statue of an eagle called Surfaced. But what makes it special is that it's made of waste dredged from the lake, like chains, rope, fishing gear, and more. Pretty cool. The artist hopes it serves as a reminder to keep the lake clean. Some beautiful signs of fall in Huntsville, Utah, near Salt Lake City. Look at this. That beautiful color over the Snow Basin Sky Resort. The man who shot this video said it looks like a big bowl of candy corn. It sure does.
You're watching the Valley's most accurate forecast on 8 News Now.
Here's a live look of the Strip coming in from our Treasure Island tower cam. And we really saw improving conditions today as far as sunshine, but temperatures out there still on the cooler side as well. 72 in here in Las Vegas, 71 for Henderson, 76 for Nellis, North Las Vegas at 73 degrees. We have seen winds calm down as well too, but it is going to be a lot chillier even as we move through the overnight and early morning lows. So if you're waking up this early early, 3, 4 o'clock, make sure you grab a light jacket and maybe a coffee on your way out the door. Now, that low pressure system that we continue to monitor, that's going to slide out to the east, and you can already see we have rain pretty much all around the Great Basin area, in and around the region. Now, rain chances still continue even through midnight, mainly lingering shower potential thanks to all that instability over Lincoln and Mojave County. Really only about a 10 to even 20% chance for down here into the valleys, but that is going to start to clear out after Monday, so more pleasant conditions to look forward to after the next 24 hours. And we really had an impressive monsoon season. Here's a quick look at some rain totals from June 15th up until yesterday. Las Vegas just under 3 inches. Henderson really nice there, just under 4 inches. Pahrump and Boulder City over 2 inches of rain. So we really saw a lot of moisture over the past couple of months for this past summer. Tomorrow's high still trending into the 70s. We got one more day here, and that's still 10, 15, even possibly 20 degrees cooler in some spots that we normally see for this time of year. Already a little bit cooler too for some of our regional neighbors, for Rachel, Caliente, Armagosa Valley too, into the 70s. And even as we move into the next couple of days for your 8-day forecast, we basically are looking at a slow warming trend. Those 80s possibly might turn into a 90 even as we move into next weekend. So it might get a little bit hotter there, but overall we are trending near normal for this time of year as well.
All right, thank you so much, Mary Jane, and don't go anywhere. We have sports coming up. That is next. Stay with us.
The 8-day forecast on 8 News Now is sponsored by Casablanca.
Because CarX don't take the weekends off, neither do we.
And don't wait until Monday to get the help you need now.
At Lerner Row, we're available to take your call 24/7
and get you the help you need right now.
Call 877-1500.
Now handling hair straightener uterine cancer cases.
Even though many things say flushable on them, it doesn't mean it's good for your sewer system. In fact, you could be asking for a sewer backup. Silver State Plumbing can check your system to prevent any unwanted incidents. You may even consider having them install a tankless water heater or water softener in your home. Since 2003, Silver State has taken pride in offering the most affordable prices with your satisfaction guaranteed. For whatever plumbing solutions you need for your home, don't wait, call Silver State.
All this week on Morning in America, heading east and west, day and night. Truck drivers are the unseen heroes that keep our country running.
Morning in America is dedicating a full week to the men and women behind the wheel.
All right, ready? Whether they're carrying food or hauling livestock, truck drivers have stories to tell and places to go. All this week, 6/5 Central on Morning in America, only on News Nation.
What was that?
Nothing to be worried about. Just part of the experience.
Perhaps there's no place like your home because you made it so. At RC Willey. Come shop our flooring department for the latest carpet choices.
From Sunset Park to Boulder City and everywhere in between, life is better when you're driving a Chevy from Henderson Chevrolet. Whether you're taking the kids to the big game or just out running errands, the team at Henderson Chevrolet has you covered. Our highly trained and knowledgeable experts will help you find the right car or truck for your budget and your lifestyle. We'll focus on the best price, service, and selection while you focus on living that Henderson life. Find new roads at Henderson Chevrolet.
Because CarX don't take the weekends off, neither do we.
And don't wait until Monday to get the help you need now.
At Lerner Row, we're available to take your call 24/7
and get you the help you need right now.
Call 877-1500.
Now handling hair straightener uterine cancer cases.
CBS Sports and 8 News Now, your home for Super Bowl 58.
Well, hi, everybody. Raiders head down to their old homeland in Southern California, Los Angeles, today against the Chargers, who used to be in San Diego. Now they're in L.A., and then there's Oakland somewhere was involved in all this. But anyway, Jimmy Garoppolo's out. Aiden O'Connell in. We do know that for the Raiders today. Rookie out of Purdue. Some great quarterbacks played for the Boilermakers back in the day. Drew Brees, Bob Greasy, Len Dawson. Chargers score first with their good quarterback, Justin Herbert, out of Oregon. 7-0 as he slides across. Then with the score 10-7, Chargers, this one just is too easy, over the middle. make it 17-7 at that point as the Chargers are rolling right along. But the Raiders not backing down. Josh Jacobs, this is his first touchdown of the season, 4 games into it. 24-17 Chargers. Raiders with a chance to tie when that one hurts. Aiden O'Connell, his second interception of the game. 24-17 the final. Chargers get the victory, and the Raiders fall to 1-3.
Defense really hung in there. You know, I think we had gave some things up early in the game, but I thought they really fought and held them in check in the second half to give ourselves an opportunity. I thought Aiden kind of settled in as the game went on. You know, you could tell there was obviously some, you know, an acclimation period there to a regular season game, but I thought he hung in there. I thought our guys hung in there around him, and at the end of the day, we just didn't make enough plays to win.
All right, Ron. Well, now that the cruel summer is over, October is here. That means all things spooky and haunted. You've likely seen these giant skeletons before. Some people like to dress them up, including a few Swifties in Indiana who dress theirs up as alleged new romantics, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. We were just talking about them. The owners say fearless drivers who pass by, notice all the references here, say they're enchanted to see the sight. My thing is, how many Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce Halloween costumes are there going to be this year? Is that what you're dressing up as?
Not at my house. Kelsey's lost some weight, according to that. He looks much skinnier than he really is.
It's not as skinny as those skeletons.
Yeah, he looks,
I mean, I've been here for it. I love whatever it is. I am following it like it's my Super Bowl.
Okay, quick question, Mary Jane. What do the Raiders need to do to be successful? What do they have to do to win?
I think the obvious is score more points, right?
Boom.
Hot take.
That's a safe.
If they had 35 points today, they would have won the game.
Answer.
You are exactly right. Score more points.
Yeah. And hey, I mean, in terms of weather, if you're, you know, going out to do some Halloween stuff, it's pretty nice out there.
It is.
Yeah.
Before we start to warm up to the 80s.
Yeah. Which, I mean, we'll take that over the hundreds, right?
Yes. By the way, we do have Monday Night Football coming to town next week here in Vegas. Monday night, Green Bay Packers are coming to town. So Raiders and Packers play here at Allegiant Stadium.
Awesome.
There we go.
All right. Don't go anywhere, and we will see you at 6 o'clock in 30 minutes.